I'm on Patreon, and Patreon is a platform where I will upload interesting videos where you can learn astrology. Connect with me on Patreon and we will grow, and I will give you much more deep insights on Vedic astrology, and lot more secrets will be shared there. Hello Seekers, welcome to Punneits Astrology, your one-stop astro channel. Now Mars is going to move in Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra. What really is Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra? What Mars will do when it goes in this nakshatra? Let's find that out. But before that, do not forget to hit subscribe, because your subscription really matters. You subscribe and stay connected, and this promotes me, this motivates me to share videos of Vedic astrology. Also, if you want to take my consultations, you can drop me an email. The email ID is in the description box below. Also, if you want to join me on Instagram for other reels and interesting stuff, you can join me there. And if you want the notification of all videos of all my channels in one single spot, there is a Telegram channel for that. Let's start analysis of Mars transit in Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra. See, Mars is a planet of energy. Mars is a warrior. Mars is a masculine spirit. Mars is a planet that is born from Bhumi, therefore it is called Bhumiputra, son of soil. And therefore Mars's energy is very concrete, very fundamental, very crude, very raw. It aids the life and the birth of life. Imagine a seed planted in a soil will break the coat and will become a sapling and then a tree. So this is the soil that provides all the nutrients and heat. So Mars plays a very vital role in regulating the temperature, in giving you the heat and necessary kinetic energy. On a mundane level, it acts as a motivation. It gives you all the energy, courage, willpower and determination. See, if you want to act on something, Mars is there. That is why Mars is red in color. It is also connected to Mooladhara Chakra. Now when Mars goes in Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra, this nakshatra is basically connected with planet Saturn. It is also connected with depth of ocean. It is also connected with you going into the depth of philosophy and finding out what is life. So Mars going in that nakshatra shows that you are very active in determining the reason of life, the reason of your birth. And it is the time where your focus is completely on resolving issues of life through deep philosophical understanding of life. Because Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra is a nakshatra of occult mysticism. Because it is that barrier that keeps you away from the Revati Nakshatra. Because Revati is a nakshatra which determines enormous amount of wealth. And Uttara Bhadrapada is that gap, that bridge which you can only cross if you are spiritual and having a broader spiritual mindset. That is why from Purva Bhadrapada to Revati, Uttara Bhadrapada comes into picture. It is also the second half of the Bhadrapadas, so it is like completion of what was started in Purva Bhadrapada. Now when Mars moves in Uttara Bhadrapada, Saturn still lies in Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra. That means while you see certain completion of your task, the work is not over yet. That means the moment you start seeing results, if you stop what you're doing or if you slow your pace down, then you will see that you're lacking behind. Rather, if you are seeing certain result, keep doing, keep moving it at the same pace. Imagine you are opening a company and you are suddenly seeing things going your way. Don't get relaxed. This is not the time to be complacent. This is not the time to be relaxed and, put your guard down. Rather, this is the time to fight, and this is the time to motivate yourself into doing more and more and more. And so a lot of people will churn the productivity out of them when Mars goes in Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra on 27th of April till 15th of May. Now when Mars is in Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra, understand that Mars enters 3 degree 20 minutes of Pisces zodiac sign. This entire nakshatra stays in the Pisces zodiac. And therefore, it is being in the center of the ocean, it is also called the depth of the ocean. And this nakshatra wants you to be always spiritually active, always spiritually inclined and prove your worth. And when Mars goes in this nakshatra, you will put your energy, effort, and your mental direction in proving your worth. Now, in certain cases, proving your worth is not really bad. But if you overdo something, you know that excess of anything is bad. So do not do in excess any action or task that can ultimately result in your own lack or you say dissolution of your self-respect, loss of your self-respect. When Mars goes in this particular nakshatra, it will interact with the energies of Rahu and Mercury. Therefore, you would definitely want to communicate what you know, rather meditate. It's a perfect time to start a yogic practice. It's a perfect time to start meditation, but by being very dynamic, very active in nature. Because Mars is all about action. Bring action and meditation together. This is more about Kriya Yoga. This is more about Ashtanga Yoga. This is more about being very active in puja, following the rituals, following a discipline. So if you want to follow a school of say astrology, if you want to follow a school of Vedanta or certain kind of practice, this is the great time for that. Again, Mars being in Uttara Bhadrapada is very good for people who are in marine biology, who are working on the geothermal systems, who are working on the core competencies, who are in the center of excellence. And this nakshatra is very important for healing and proving your worth. So this nakshatra is more like examination for a lot of people. So when Mars goes in this nakshatra, be ready to give a certain examination of life, where each one of us will be subjected to a certain test, and according to whether we pass or fail, future will be determined. Do not forget that while Mars is in this particular nakshatra, Jupiter moves out of Aries, goes to Taurus, third from Mars. Now, in my Patreon video, I have explained what is third from Mars. Now see, try to understand. Third from Mars is a place where Mars is drawing its power. If you want to see that video, you can join my Patreon page, where I upload a lot of learning and basic introduction on Vedic astrology nakshatras, and I upload a lot more extended version of the transit, which I obviously cannot upload on YouTube. So do subscribe to my Patreon subscription. It also helps me run the channel. Now, if you are a yoga teacher, if you are an astrologer, if you are a philosophical writer, if you are into ideation, if you are into critical thinking, if you are someone who is more like a geopolitical analyst, Mars in Uttara Bhadrapada will give you a very sharp mind, a very sharp view into the future. And you will be able to create new ideas, radical ideas, something that brings a lot of positive change in society. And obviously not everybody will succeed, but everybody should try. And bringing a major change, a major shift in your life will give you new positive directions, especially in your career. If you want to know more about what this Mars is doing, do watch my video Mars Transit in Pisces, where I have explained for each ascendant in details. But focusing only on Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra, I can say that this Mars is more about energy being shifted to the Kundalini, to the Tantra, to the Yoga. So anyone who is associated with this will suddenly see a boost in their energy levels. You have to be guided, protected also. Chanting Hanuman Chalisa, being very devoted Bhakt of Bhagwan Hanuman or Mahashakti is going to help you a lot when Mars is progressing in this nakshatra. Now for the elderly, because it is connected to Saturnian energies, Uttara Bhadrapada energies, for the people who are having bone related problem, people who are a little old, like 65, 70 plus, should be little careful, because this Mars will give you energy, so it will heal you. But this might also create an illusion that now you are very energetic, so you can do. So you need to know your physical limitations also. In spite of the energy coming in, use that energy more on the philosophical and the mental side rather than on the physical side. In case you are sick, unwell, if you are having certain muscular or bone related problems. Also, Mars in Uttara Bhadrapada can heal you deeply. Techniques like PLR, past life regression, hypnosis, tarot reading, deep meditation, transcendental meditation, dynamic meditation, Kriya Yoga, Panchakarma, and energy therapies and like Reiki and pranic healing. See, these are some of the practices. Somebody will believe in A, someone will believe in B. But if you connect to any of these practices, Mars in Uttara Bhadrapada has the potential to go into deepest corners of your body and heal. Therefore, you can work on your astral body, you can work on your Anna Sharir as well as Sukshma Sharir. And this will not only give you spiritual growth, but also mundane material growth. Mars in Uttara Bhadrapada is Mars in Pisces zodiac sign. And it is therefore 12th from Aries, 5th from Scorpio. And because of this is going to create certain level of conflict over high seas, and there will be water crisis in certain parts of the world. And for that you have to go deep in the soil to figure out where the water is. Kind of a reminder that we need to save soil and save water. So people who are working for soil conservation, water conservation should come front, and you should, as a collective, as a humanity, we should work on these resources. So people who are working on water filtration, having water related filtration related business, packaging of bottles, desalination plants, desalination technology, working with ocean water, cleaning ocean, cleaning river, all this will be a new project that you can take and you can go ahead with that. Now Mars is a hot iron ball. Put it in water and let it sink below. It is going to create vapors around. And this vapor may seem volatile, but this is what balances and solidifies the iron. Because a hot iron may be molded very easily, but once it cools down, it solidifies itself. Therefore, Mars in Uttara Bhadrapada will subject you to certain tension, stress and strain, which will solidify your mindset, solidify your thought process. Be very careful what you are turning into, because that is what you are proving your worth. Are you being a devotee of God, or are you selling your soul to Satan? Be very mindful of it. For Aries, it is about financial losses and foreign travel. For Taurus, it is about gains, transformation in gains. So go do deep thinking. Who is your friend? Who is your enemy? Re-evaluate your business connections. For Gemini, it is more about career transformation. Go deep inside your career and figure out what's right and wrong for you. Good for changing your location, changing your job, and it is a great time to think about your future, 10 years from today, where you want to be. For Cancer, this is going to be a kind of a transit where you are subject to a lot of dharma sankat, where you are being put into kind of situation where should you be aggressive, should you be passive, should you be emotional, or should you play with the brain? Follow the right guidance, follow Bhagavad Gita. For Leo, this is going to be a Mars in the 8th house, and Mars in Uttara Bhadrapada in 8th house is a Mars that wants to do a lot of research. People who are in the field of electricity, people who are in the field of electrolysis, plating, who are somehow in the field of chemicals, somehow who are in the field of geothermal energy, any energy that is produced by water, you will see great boost. Such businesses will also see great boost and new lease of life. In general, you should do research on anything that you think you are suffering from. Virgo. For Virgo, this is more about how you deal with your surroundings. The circumstance will drown you. Maybe the problems around you will drown you, or maybe the happiness around you will drown you. Drown yourself in spiritual energies rather than mundane materialistic energies. For Libra, it's about fulfilling your desire and duty, and maybe you will get no time for yourself. That's okay. For a month or for 15-20 days, if you spend your quality time in solving your problems and fulfilling and finishing off the job, giving the deliverables, it is good for you. For Scorpio, it's about new learning, unlearn, relearn, be an empty cup. For Sagittarius, it's about being happy within yourself. For Sagittarius ascendant and moon sign, if you meditate and if you go deep within, it's a perfect time for happiness without any boundary. For Capricorn, this is about re-evaluating your efforts, re-evaluating your actions and focusing your action in one direction, but also knowing what you are going to get once you execute that karma. For Aquarius, this is more about financial analysis. This is more about your energy your karma going into buying property, buying asset, fixing 5-year term of finances. Just don't overload yourself. For Pisces is about self-reevaluation. You need to rethink about your own personality. If you want to go for personality development, soft skills, perfect time for that. Now, for the remedies, Mars in Uttara Bhadrapada means treat water with respect. Mars in Uttara Bhadrapada means pray to Bhagwan Hanuman. Chant Hanuman Chalisa. If somebody can chant once, good. If somebody can chant, at least chant 12, 18, 20, 21 times a day. Mars in Uttara Bhadrapada also means going for research, researching Sanskrit, researching old textbooks, researching our ancient scriptures will be perfect for you. Mars in Uttara Bhadrapada, one of the remedy will be praying to Ma Bhagavati. Also feeding fishes in the pond whenever it is possible. Also take care of your diet and drink plenty of water, conserve water and try to focus on saving the ecosystem. And these are certain ways by which you can improve your own Mars if it is afflicted in your birth chart.